And good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope that you all are doing okay this morning. As you click on the video, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and share the video. But definitely hit the like button. I just want to say, I really appreciate my subscribers. I really appreciate the new subscribers. Everybody is coming in, and I already had a really mature audience, and I really appreciate, um, how authentic everybody is, and I just couldn't, tell you all how much I appreciate you because you make the channel what it is, and we definitely got some great things going. Okay, or you know, we got some great things going and to come. But today, this morning, I wanted to talk about, like I said, we always just talk about young Dolph, right? We're gonna get into talking about other stuff, like I was saying, like the missing persons, the cold cases. But I think we're gonna have so much young Dolph content that he'll never be forgotten, right? Never, ever, ever. Young Dolph is a Memphian or was a Memphian. Um, Unfortunately, he was gunned down in his hometown. That was unfortunate by Memphians, and you know this stuff has got to stop. But he represents um, someone that Memphians are very proud of. He came from nothing, and he stepped out on faith and believed God and for everything. You know, um, I was listening to somebody say that Young Dolph had a gospel song that was one of his favorites. Oh my God, I cannot think of it. I cannot think of that gospel song. But Young Dolph was raised by his grandma, so I'm sure um, that he knew some gospel songs because most grandmothers listen to, especially those old gospel hymns or hymns, like my grandmother did. And so, anyways, I wanted to talk about, justice for him, and I kind of wanted to get into Key Glock and Daddy O. I know Daddy O, people don't really, when people talk about him, they don't know what to really say about him, because he has not made himself available to, for people to know a whole lot about him, which is not a bad thing, right? So, when you hear people talk about him, a lot of times it's just hearsay or they're kind of just guessing. But what we do know is that he was the person that funded Young Dolphin. The people around Castelia knew him, back in the day, and he was a hustler and he was getting money, and it was one of the things that attracted Young Dolph to him, right? He said, Young Dolph said, I want what you got. And he took Young Dolph under his wing and funded him and things of that nature. So um, Daddy O is a real gangster street dude. So he was getting money. I'm sure he's still getting it. And if he was funding Young Dolph, that means he had to have had more money than Young Dolph, right? Because he's older than Young Dolph, so he was already in it, and um, gracefully and thankfully he took Dolph up under his wing, right, and funded him, and that's why we were able to um, see Young Dolph. He helped to transform Adolf into a international star, right? He was a very intricate part of that because he was a funder. He nurtured that. He was, his mentor. Young Dolph talk about him in one of his songs, "100 Shots." My mentor used to get 100 blocks. I don't know what 100 blocks mean, right? Um, but I'm sure he was bragging on it, right? He was letting you know he was getting money. So, but I think about Daddy O, and like I said, he has not made himself readily available. Remy, please, to the public, and so people just kind of speculate. But I'm sure Daddy was hurting. Because you think about young Dolph was younger than Daddy O, and he took him up under his wing like a son, and funded him. He got his return. Dolph did not disappoint. I'm sure he got it back 100 times. He took a chance on him, and that's what investors do, right? And over the years, I'm sure they grew a relationship that was more like a brotherly relationship. Business partners have issues with each other, but Daddy-O is a street dude. And as I was saying one time before, someone that I know that works for the police department said, Daddy-O is one of those ones that's really kind of the scary one, right? Because he goes undetected. If there was going to be any retaliation, you would not know when it was coming, right? You know, but I don't think that Daddy-O is happy with what has happened, and you know, um, he does not. What's the word I'm looking for? He does not owe us anything as far as public. He was never in the public eye to begin with, and that's what businessmen do, especially when they're silent business partners. Those are the ones that really be getting money. The ones that stay in the background, shit, Daddy allowed to be a billionaire, because when they stay in the background and they don't necessarily want to be, want any camera action, any camera time. It's because they really got it going on. It's these ones that a lot of times that you see in front of the camera, they ain't got shit, especially if they're not really artists, right? But even with that, I think about Pre, and Pre is a lot of people fear the rise of Key Glock, right? And a lot of people fear the rise of Key Glock because Key Glock represents um they can see a lot of Dolph in him. I think a lot of these people, when they plotted to kill Dolph and finally assassinated him, they thought that because he had them so messed up with how he was flossing and bossing, um that when to see Key Glock and to see that he kind of exudes what his mentor taught him, it messes a lot of people's heads up. They know that Key Glock is still a young man, and just like young Dolph had to develop um into what he developed into, Key Glock is a force to be reckoned with too. Because he was right up under young Dolph. I don't know what type of personality he has, but I do know if Daddy O could help to nurture, and if Dolph is a product of Daddy O, and I know Dad Dolph um, was you hear a lot of people say he was a genius, he was a visionary, so that was a good investment for Daddy O. It's a blessing that he believed in him. Key Glock may exude that same thing. Dolph saw something in him, and he was nurturing that. You know, um, he was right up under Dolph, getting all the jewels and the gems. So I think a lot of people want to kill that. See, with the devil can see oftentimes on you that you can't see on yourself, because the devil is always studying gems. And when they can see that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with even before it happens, they become fearful and try to kill that. And I think that's why so many people come at him. They try to pit people. People instigate stuff. Jealousy is just the root of all evil. People say the love of money and that too, but jealousy is the mother of it. From that, um is everything evil is birthed, to include murder. And to want to tear down a young man who could easily carry on a legacy, so that so many other men can eat. I know Dolph and Key Glock have two different personalities because they're two different damn people. But he carried those gems and that work ethic and that business mind. He could definitely lead Pre to the finish line because they're doing it independently, you know. And I think it bothers so many other people that, that are, you know, that ain't even really having what he has. Um, let alone young Dolph, and Daddy O. It's a lot of people that can't touch that, period. You know, and it's sad that it bothered them so much, the people so much, that they was willing to kill a young man, kill him, and did finally. They kept on until they killed him because of their jealousy. And now Key Glock, and while they was watching Key Glock, I'm gonna tell you how good God is. They was so busy watching Key Glock and putting some of these vloggers on here to try and tear him down and tell lies on him and things of that nature, trying to pit his friends and stuff against him. And I believe God gonna work that out, you know, because I think about these kids and stuff, and a lot of stuff is instigated with these kids, when I see young adults going, because I understand how their minds are, because I have children and stuff their age. I know that they can easily be manipulated. Okay, and they say things that they out of emotion, and they don't know how to pipe down, because a lot of these kids, these young adults, have not been taught how to deal with their emotions, right? They don't have anybody to teach to diffuse anything and tell them, wait a minute now, don't do that. That's not right. Rethink that. Instead they have OGs that encourage them and manipulate them. When they do things that are not right, they might share their stuff, or insinuate that they're gonna really mess with them. That's to make them go out there even further. But that's really just manipulation, right? But so many, like I said, so many people fear his rise because they know that, I think young Dolph set him up to carry the torch. Young Dolph kept him up to set him up to carry the torch, and while they was watching him and trying to tear him down, it could have been a strategy of God, because I think about the story of Joseph. And Joseph said, "You meant it for my bad, but God meant it for my good." Because while they was watching Key Glock and trying to tear him down, they wasn't paying attention to the other pre-artists. They was able to just slide right on in, and now they dropping. Like, I mean, they every other day it seemed like they dropping videos and songs, and they going straight up. And people can't even catch their breath because they dropping such hot shit. you know. And so while they was looking at Key Glock, Moochie Great was able to sneak on in, and he going straight up. Everybody going like, damn, Moochie Grape is hot. And Jay Fizzle is rocking 100. Like, Kenny Money has always like been consistent. People go, dog, he goes under the radar, but he consistent and he making numbers. You know, you got Snoop Bands. I can see his swag. He's bossing up. I'm starting to see his mentor on him, like Dolph. Like, looking at his clothes and how he's doing it. Like, I'm like, I could see Dolph in that. They're representing him. And so that's why when people say, "Well, they trying to be like Dolph," I go, good. That's what they supposed to try to be, like their mentor. That's why they signed to to represent their mentor to the fullest. They ain't supposed to try to be like no damn body else you know. And you got Big Unc and let's see, Paper Route Woo, and Shatana and Jody Badass. I mean, even Big Unc is stepping his game up. So many people fear them, and then those people who claim that they want justice for Young Dolph, but yet want to tear down anything that he was building. Number one, I feel like a lot of them was planted, in which they were. And then number two, the other people who kind of follow that, it's because a lot of people get jealous of success. I always say that we are a group of people that love success but hate on successful people. Instead of saying, damn, they carrying on even in this independent, because you have to hustle your ass off in independent stuff. And other people, you may see them out there more. They got the backing of the record companies, but they ain't really got a damn dime. You know, a lot of people take the chump change for the fame. But when black people start thinking like what I heard Rich Lord say once, some time ago, and I think I heard Young Dolph say, "You can keep the fame. I want the money." they'll become some dangerous people, and that's when you'll start to see generational wealth being built, and that's what young Dolph instilled in his artist. And I feel like that's why they took him down, because he was going to helping to create generational wealth in the black community. He had found the recipe. And so they killed him because he knew the recipe, and they never wanted him to tell other young black men the recipe. And now they're seeing that he possibly told Key Glock the recipe. And so they want to work to try and tear him down, but God ain't gonna let that happen. Um, yeah, God is not gonna let it happen. So, as I say, I'm gonna always talk about how I want justice for young Dolph, and young Dolph is gonna get justice. Young Dolph is going to get justice. And when you start seeing people, hold on, y'all, let me get my coffee. When you start seeing people, I'm back on my keto, y'all, because I've been eating bad and face and stuff and getting fat. When you start seeing people, when the devil looks like they're winning and have gotten away with something, that's how God wanted to look. Because we all know that when people build houses on sand, when you build sand houses, no sand house has ever remained. It's not built on a stable foundation. So the first wind that comes along, which is the feds, when they blow, it's gonna blow that damn sand house down, because it was never built on a stable foundation. It wasn't built right. And when you're taking people down because of jealousy and things of that nature, that's building sand houses. Nobody that ever participated in Young Dolph's murder will ever be able to build a stable foundation, because God is a just God. So a lot of times they want you to think they win, and that's what they want to present sometimes to some of these young adults, that they won, and you know, um, and they smirk and stuff. But a lot of these people can't go do no time. They want the police to go ahead and take them out. They'll do some crazy stuff to make you think I'm going out like a G. Now you just want the police to go on and shoot you, because you can't go do no time. They can't do no time, you know, because they pitiful. They pitiful. A lot of these hitmen that are getting ready to be taken down by the feds, they can't go do no time. They want the murder suicide, which means they pull out a gun. They fake pull out a gun so the police can fill their asses up with holes, because they can't go do no fed time, but they can go and terrorize the community and take money for hits, but they can't go do fed time for the rest of their lives. So that's the oxymoron, pitiful people all the way across the board. But anyways, you guys, that's all I wanted to get on here and say. Um, yeah, I wanted to get on here and talk about justice for young Dolph, Key Glock, and Daddy O. I just think, because Daddy O nurtured and helped young Dolph, and young Dolph talked about how Daddy O said, "I'm gonna have you so bossed up, ain't nobody gonna be able to touch you." You heard the young man get on that from Castelia that knew young Dolph personally say Daddy-O said and Daddy-O was getting money. Everybody in Castelia know how Daddy-O was getting money. He was one of the big dogs that was getting money. Dolph said it. He said he almost went broke funding Dolph, but he got his return back. He believed in him. So with Dolph helping, Dolph, he betted on Dolph, and I mean, he was lucky. You don't have a whole lot of people to do that. So just because, well, we already know people be paid to put out false narratives and stuff. Daddy only did a damn thing to Dolph, you know. But I don't think, and this is just me, I just don't think, when people say, well, Pre is not spinning and things of that nature, of course not. Why would they spin when they already know how these federal agents and stuff is all over this? Why should they have to go down with the rest of the people that's getting ready to go down? You know? But Daddy O is a hardcore gangster, so he's just a silent one. So he's a real one. He one of them real ones, like them. He might be like them cartel people. So I see why folks when they had a whole damn precinct around them. Okay, because they grew up in Memphis, they understand what Daddy O stand for and what he's about, and that at some point there probably will be some retaliation. I'm not pushing that, but I just have to be honest. I know the era that Daddy O came from, and people around, and no, they go, he's real strategic. He's very strategic. He's methodical and strategic. So, you know, and those people that did that to Dolph know he is. Like I said, that's why when they in town, they had a whole damn Memphis police precinct around them, but wanna diss other people for doing it. They don't want nobody else to protect themselves so that they can send crash dummies out. But they'll go get the whole goddamn precinct and put it around them. That's why I say these folks have to think and stop letting people shame them from doing what's right. You have to do what's right, because people will talk about you and then go do the exact same thing. They want you to be slipping, you know. They'll go do the exact same thing. That's why I say we have to think. We have to think. But yeah, people fear the rise of key Glock, and they really, at this point, I think now they're kind of fearing the whole rise of pre, because they seeing that key Glock is not the only one with something to offer, that all of them blazing, every one of them, and I'm very proud of all of them, and I'm sure Daddy O is instrumental in that. You got people talking about, well, Daddy O is probably just carrying it on. Now, what the f you mean? He was already a part owner. Why wouldn't he carry it on? He was there with Dolph. He helped Dolph to build that. What are y'all talking about? People can be crazy because I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, you guys, let me get off of here because I got to get out in the field. But hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please share and subscribe. As y'all know, I was kind of mellowed. I was mellowed out this morning because I'm tired. I've been working a lot. But I'm going to rest in a few days because I'll be done doing this thing that I'm on. I'll be finished with it. But I want to thank my subscribers for being such awesome subscribers, and your support is always so much appreciated. Y'all absolutely rock. I couldn't do this without you all. Even when I feel like I'm gonna take me a day, I have some of my subscribers leaving comments saying, Miss T, we waiting on you to come on. I'm like, I can't let my subscribers down because I really do enjoy just being on there with y'all. Y'all listening to me cuss and then come down and then laugh, and we just a bunch of crazy people, but we rock though. We mature. So I appreciate y'all support, and I appreciate when I go missing, y'all come looking for me. That means a lot to me. Meeting people all over the world that are on here, because I have subscribers from Africa that go, we're from Africa. I appreciate that. That means so, so much to me that people like my personality. And it is a person. And then, you get the real me though. It's more than just, this is me, you know. This is me. So I really appreciate that so much. But let me get off of here, you guys, because I got to get ready to get out. I'm get ready to be outside all day. But please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and also share the video. Talk to you later.